What's good, guys, and welcome to the show. It's City Skylines. Gonna work on the downtown area today. Gonna try and put a train station somewhere. Bit of cleaning up. I just decide what to do with some of these buildings. But right now I'm just gonna run a time lapse. Yeah, when the time lapse is done, I will go through what I'm gonna do and probably run another time lapse after that. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Alright, guys, so back again. It's time to work on this train station now. I think I might do a bit of narration here and there. I don't know how this is gonna like work out since it's gonna be speeded up and stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna get on and do a time lapse of it again. And yeah. So basically here I'm just trying to sort of suss out the situation and figure out how best I can lay the station. I've got a rough idea of how I want it to sort of be, but I found these assets in a workshop called M3s. It's like M3, M2, M1. I've never used them before, so this is basically the first time I'm using them here. I should have probably like gone through the tutorial on how to use them on Steam Workshop, but I just figured, hey, how hard can it be, right? I'll just sort of try and see how it goes. So at first it wasn't really working because I couldn't figure out exactly like where what goes. But when I looked at the actual asset, is like when you click on the asset bit, there's like information there, and it actually said that they come as parts, like the M1, M2, and M3. So I figured out which one the M1 was first, and then from there I just basically just worked it out, I guess. I had to lay the roads down first, so to figure out the orientation of where I wanted to go. I knew I wanted it to sort of align with the roads and the rail network, but I didn't want to move that building initially. The tall Sears, I think it's the Sears Tower, the one that's just to the right here. I just wanted to leave that there and just try and work the train station with it there, because I just like the position that I had put it, the way it looks and stuff. But as you can see later on, it was proving difficult to have it there, so I had to move it. But yeah, as soon as you figure out that you lay one like horizontal to the road, and then the other ones they go vertical to the road, the M1s I mean, the way you lay them, because they don't really look fancy on their own. You've really got to use them like all three parts to make like one massive sort of like train station. So yeah, it took me a little bit of time to like get the hang of it, but soon enough I knew what to do, and yeah, I was on top of it, and it worked. So I'll just let this run for now, and I'll chat to you in a bit. Yeah, so like on this part now, I'd already now figured out, okay, so this is how this thing works. Well, not really figured it out, but I was trying to figure it out. I like put in the road here, and I thought, okay, I'll have to line it by moving the road up and down. But it was so hard because I just couldn't get it to line with the thing. At first I was actually going to just leave the two of them together and just say, oh, I'm going to call it a day, because it was just starting to get to me. It's getting annoying. And then I noticed the other one, I think it's the M2, the one that goes in the middle, the single one there. it's got like holes on the sides, so you can't really leave it because it's just like a gap. So I had to find a way. I had to figure it out. And I kept trying. Here I got a bit closer. As you can see, it wasn't quite there. I tried a bunch of different things. I just kept moving the road, just kept trying, seeing if I can get it as close as I can. Now, that's the closest right now, this. And I was just like, nah, this is not working. But for some reason, at this point here, you can see it's lined, but it's not snapping. It's like refusing to actually sit. So, oh man, it was doing my head in at this point now, because I kept trying, and there it was like lined perfectly, but it just wasn't connecting. I was like, hey, what am I doing wrong? It's just not connecting at all. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna try and snap it somewhere else and see what mistake I'm doing or whatever. I laid it down. Eventually it went down, but the gap in the middle wasn't making me happy. I knew I was doing something wrong with that gap. I don't know what it is. You'll see later on. I just sort of tried something else and then it worked, and I just figured it out, but it took me a bit. This is when I sort of realized, like, hang on a minute, it's laying on the back. If I put this down, and then I'll just put the rest of the other ones down because they're straight. That was my thing. I was just gonna leave it like that. Then I thought, oh, hang on a minute, let me just move this one because I know it lines with all, and then boom, it worked. And I was like, oh, okay, that's how you do it then. So you use the first one just to line it up, and the other two you just place them, and then you just remove the first one. So initially I had it on just 3 of them. You can see later on I changed it because I've got 4 lines that I wanted to bring there from the 2 tracks. So I wanted to divide the 2 tracks into 4 so that they can serve all directions. Because I'm just thinking ahead here, because I know I'm gonna really develop it massively later on. So I want all the other sort of districts to be able to connect to everywhere quickly and easily. So like every side should be able to bring the train traffic in without a problem. So it's not just going to be like one track that just circles around, but more like a distribution of tracks. Hopefully it will make things a lot more efficient, because I moved the old industrial because I didn't like where it was. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out now, like, okay, how am I going to bring these tracks inside the station now? It's difficult because this elevated road here is on the same level as the track, and when I tried to do this, it just didn't look realistic. It just looked out. So I tried to go on top, which did work, but then when you look at the side, it's like, it's really steep. It's not realistic at all. Tracks don't like suddenly just shoot up like that. It's normally like a gradual slope. So I kept thinking, okay, what do I do? That's when I realized this bit as well wasn't like proper because the tracks wasn't lined. So I had to take it off and put it on again. Then I decided, okay, let me see if I can. I don't know, I was confused. I was just trying to think, how can I get it down there, because I planned this road, but I didn't plan to put the station there. The station, I just decided, okay, I'm gonna put this station here without really thinking through how I was gonna line the tracks. But I knew, hey, it's gonna work somehow, right? I mean, if I have to demolish something to make it work, then so be it. But at this point, I just wanted to make sure I can fit it with the gap that's there. So I decided, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring them down, and then you're gonna see later on I did some tunnels. I'm not happy with the tunnels at the moment. I'm probably gonna have to change them, but at the minute this is all just like proof of concept. So as long as I can just lay stuff down initially and I know where things stand, then I can always improve from there. So here, initially when I had these buildings built on the side of the road, I just wanted it to be like a nice look when you're driving through, and then you got buildings on either side. As you can see, it causes problems because one, it's very unrealistic. Buildings are not really normally built like that close to the road. There's always like a gap. So I decided, okay, I'm going to remove all of the buildings that I just took off there, and then I'm going to just dedicate that whole space to just making sure that the railway tracks all split into 4 and come into the sort of the financial district train station, I'm going to call it. So similar to London Bridge train station. I know they're redoing it right now, but London Bridge train station is really nice, and it's sort of the look I was trying to go for, because there's that massive building, the Shard, and it sort of like goes underneath it, which is exactly what I plan to do later on. I want to raise the ground somehow and have the train station underneath the actual Shard, if I can find a good version of the Shard in the workshop. And I'll try and do that. It's not really underneath the Shard, it's sort of like on the side, but it seems like it's under it for some reason. But yeah, I'd love to do something like that, just to emulate that. Similar to what I'm going to do onto the Docklands side and the airport, the city airport, like the ones that is in the Docklands. That's like for later on though. So yeah, I figured out that I can do it. So I was just trying to line both the tracks that come off the main tracks to make sure that everything's more or less symmetrical, because I'm using a bunch of different modes here. I don't really care much about trying to beat the game at like the normal stuff. I just want to create something that looks really pleasing and nice, like aesthetics wise. So I'm not really bothered too much about you're using too many modes or whatever. Yeah, I am actually. I'm using a hell of a lot. Like I've got the unlimited money, the all stuff unlocked, the constant demand for everything. So yeah, makes things a hell of a lot easier. I don't want to spend too much time on this stuff. I've got other things obviously I need to get on with. So at the minute I just want to see how fast I can grow this thing and how quickly I can churn out these episodes. So at this point now I realized, like, oh man, I've got 4 tracks and there was only like 3 tracks onto the station, and that wasn't gonna work. So I decided, oh man, I have to move the building I didn't want to move, like I was saying earlier, so that I can extend it and make sure that it fits 4 tunnels. But at this point I knew how to use these things now, so it wasn't much of a big deal. I just laid the first master one, so I'm gonna call it the number 1, and then number 2 I put it twice, and then after that you're gonna see I just moved 1 again, but I had there was some issues with that road. God, everything just seems like there's always something that pops up just to make things really difficult, but you just gotta soldier on, I guess. But yeah, this is the bit that like almost like, hang on, I was just almost done there because I wanted to push it back for some reason. I don't know what was going on. It was actually there, but I was just getting confused, and then I removed it. I think it just wasn't lined properly. I can't remember. It was just all over the place at this point because it was trial and error. I'd never used these things before. I was just making it as I go. But for some reason, when I did put the road in this time, look, it just lined straight away. I was like shocked, like wow, like how lucky is that? And then boom, my train station was lined, 4 tracks, just like I wanted. I took a view from the top. It looks good. And now I'm just deciding, okay, how am I gonna sort of get the tracks in. I did do the tunnel stuff. I don't like the tunnel stuff too much because it's not really realistic that tunnels just go underground. Normally these tunnels, they sort of go where there's already an obstacle in front of it, then they dig a tunnel through. They don't necessarily do tunnels to go underground unless it's like an underground station, like the London Underground or something like that. Then yeah, that they have to bore that stuff. But for this sort of stuff, it's usually earth that is there, material that's there, and it's a way of just getting around it. But in this instance, I'm gonna do this for now and then make things a bit more realistic later on, just so the city can build. So yeah, the last thing to do was just to put everything underground and just line up the tracks, which was easy enough. So I'll just let that roll through, and yeah, that's it. Cheers. Alright, so welcome back everybody. Just finished a bit of work here. So I proceeded to put the tracks down for the station. So as you can see, it's up now. So it just needs a bit more tweaking. I'm thinking I might put like a bus station maybe around the back, or maybe move some of these buildings around, but I just thought I'd put a few buildings there. Hopefully I can get some sort of rising going on. But I definitely should put like a bus like a bus area, maybe around here. I don't know. I'll have to go offline and then check it out and think what I can actually do to make it work. Now, I don't like this building right here. The color of it is really bad. That and this as well. So I might have to get rid of these and this. Don't really like those, but we'll see. Hang on a minute. Some fire going on there, but they'll sort it out in a bit. But anyway, I think that's it. I'll leave it there, but I'll work on this and then hopefully I'll have a better update next time. But yeah, I like the way it looks so far at the downtown area. Still need to pick a good name for it. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I think I'm gonna split it into like sections. So this is just like gonna be one small little district, like the money area, like the banking sector, something like that. And then this one is just gonna be, I don't know, like some, I don't know, some I'll decide what to do with this area, so I'll rework it again. But at the minute I just want to tweak this bit here. I'm still sort of confused what to do with these two, because they sort of look similar, but at the same time the sizes are small. I don't know whether to keep those or not. But yeah, I saw the new lights, night thing that they upgraded to in this game, because the deluxe package. So I think that it automatically upgraded it, and this building in particular lights up like at night, like the lights come up and stuff, and the little one as well. So I think they probably were built by the same person, but the rest of these buildings don't have any lights in the evening, which is quite annoying, because I really like the way the roads light up and everything all light up at night time, and only these two buildings. And obviously the vanilla stuff, I mean the built-in stuff also comes up, but as far as these monument stuff I got from the workshop, it's just not having it. So I'll have to look into that and see what I can do. But yeah, for now I think I'll leave it like that. So station's in, sort of like a Liverpool street, I mean London Bridge type station. But yeah, I'll have to come up for a name for that as well. I'm just gonna give things random names. So yeah, I'm gonna make this a separate sector, and then this here a separate sector. But I'm gonna work on this area a little bit more, because I'm gonna need to put some foliage and stuff in here, some parks. Put a little bit here, but I need a lot more. So yeah, for now I'll leave it there and see how it goes. So yeah, thanks for checking this out, and I'll catch you soon. You know what to do with the buttons below. So yeah, I'm out.